Speaking of Gal Gadot,
Wonder
we
Woman,
tried to watch
listen,
Wonder Woman 1984.
Tried to is
and
the
I am
big
falling apart.
It took me several tries. You know, okay.
Oh man.
You know, that's watching Wonder Woman is
Yeah.
one of those events in my life. I will always remember where I was and who I was with.
Yeah.
But it's like because it's a tragedy.
Right.
Like it was.
You remember the greatest moments and you remember the lowest moments. And Wonder Woman 1984 was a low point in my, and it was like
Why? I knew he was about to do that, and he's gonna come over here with his slobber
ass mouth. This is great television. He's still going.
Dude,
here he
watch
comes.
yourself. Watch
Here he
yourself.
comes.
Watch yourself. He got peanut butter on his nose still. All right, Leo, go lay down.
Whew.
Oh, he's going back for more.
Oh, word. Okay.
Oh, word.
A word. So, one of you remember the best moments and the worst moments.
Yeah.
And this was one of the worst moments of the year. And I watched it like January 8th, like 2 days after one of the worst days in American history.
Dude,
and that day was still worse.
If you watched Wonder Woman in 2020, it would be the worst thing about 2020. Dude, I'm sorry. That's okay. That might be harsh.
It's not harsh. You want to know something? I didn't finish the movie. I couldn't. I was watching it because we were gonna record that night, and I was watching it, and I had worked that day, so I was like, I had only slept like 3 hours, so I watched like the first hour and a half, and then I fell asleep, and I woke back up, and I was like, oh, I got plenty of time. I can finish it, get ready, and go over to Dom's, and I was like, I would rather do anything else.
You even told me, you were like,
Yeah.
dude, let's just record next week because by then I will have finished the movie.
Never
and then
got
you
back to
walk in my door today and you said, I didn't finish
No.
the movie.
Didn't want to. I may never finish it.
When it started, at the very beginning, the
Like the race or whatever, when she's a kid, right?
I'm thinking of the mall.
Oh, the mall sequence.
Inside the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of cheesy,
Yeah.
kind of like being played for laughs, like very heavy and like they wanted you to make sure that there were zero doubts in your mind that it was set in the 80s.
Right, like a corny 80s vibe.
And it was honestly like kind of fun. I was like
cool.
okay,
Yeah.
this isn't a movie I'm going to take seriously.
Right.
It's not going to be like trying way too hard to be a serious comic book movie. And DC tends to take themselves too seriously. They try way too hard
100%.
to like make their movies dark. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I was like, okay, like it's a change of pace.
But then they like dropped Shazam a couple years in 2018, and I was like, oh, that's like a refreshing change of pace for DC. That's an exciting
so
track.
I'm watching Wonder Woman fight these these mall robbers.
Right.
And like I'm not upset by it. It was okay.
It was fun.
I was like now that I see the direction the movie's taking, like I guess I can kind of get behind this, watch this for the full movie. Like the fighting was a little bit over the top, and the I don't know, it was just kind of
noticeable CGI.
It was
the CGI was noticeably bad.
It was pretty just like lighthearted
from the start.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But then like
you weren't mad about it.
I wasn't mad. But then we're like getting to a point where I like start noticing how bad the pacing was, and I was like I've been watching this forever and like nothing significant has happened. Like what's going on? And I paused the movie, and I was only I think like 52 minutes in.
Yeah.
Realizing that I was already bored with what I was watching, and I was kind of like, all right, like let's get on with it. Something needs to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at that point, I realized that I was not going to enjoy the rest of this movie. When I was less than an hour in, and I was like bored, like I probably would have had more fun sleeping, as you did.
I did. I had so much more fun sleeping.
I think that at that point I was like, okay,
I'm having more fun listening to Leo slurp on his water than I did watching the first hour and a half of Wonder Woman.
Leo, thank you.
Oh, here it comes.
All right, here, let's.
Here it comes.
Yeah. Hi.
Oh, I got some on my feet.
Hi, okay. You want to lay down?
Oh, good.
You want to lay down?
You can lay down right there.
Lay down. Hi.
You are so big. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hi. Hi, buddy.
Yeah, you're in a spot, dude. I'm telling you. Hey,
Am I?
can you lay down? Can you
That's
lay down?
too fucking bad, Leo.
you lay
I almost called
down?
him Thor.
That's fine. I'll pet him. Hey, he just wanted to make his appearance.
He's just chilling. Okay, here. It's taken me a long time to try and figure out what my biggest problems with the movie is. Problems plural. Problems are
because there's so many.
because there are so many.
Yeah.
The worst one to me is the pacing.
Yeah.
It's paced like a serious drama, but it's an action movie with Wonder Woman, like one of the greatest superheroes ever.
Yeah.
I think so. The pacing's a huge problem, but also like it kind of suffers from. Did you ever watch Solo, the Han Solo movie?
No, I did not.
It suffers from a very similar problem that movie had, which is it gives you all these explanations for things that are already established, like how Han Solo got like this item that you always see on the Millennium Falcon, or how he got his name.
Yeah.
All these things where they're like the creators felt like you needed to know how that became a thing,
And we very much did
and
not need
everyone
to know.
was like, well, we didn't need to know that, and we didn't want to know that either. I think he's licking the. Hey, are you licking my stuff?
Leo, are you? Hey, do not.
You're gonna get electrocuted.
I don't think that's how it works.
Like explaining how like Wonder Woman gets the invisible jet,
Yeah.
like the invisible jet thing. There was literally no build up, no explanation how she even has that power. That power just appears. She's like, yeah, I can like. My dad was able to make things disappear, so like I'm gonna try doing it.
Yeah,
And Steve Trevor's like, how long did you do it last time you tried? And she was like, I like hid some coffee when I spilled it or something. It was like just the dumbest explanation to build up to a huge monumental thing that Wonder Woman has.
The entire movie was like that.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like
yeah,
things were just happening. Well, first of all, at first, nothing was happening.
Nothing was happening.
But then things were happening, and I had no idea why.
It was like everything was all effect with zero cause. Does that make sense? Like
Yes.
there's no setup for the reveal.
And
Right.
somehow, like all of a sudden, like the world was in danger, and
Yeah.
this, like I had no idea what was going on. At one point, I thought that I missed something because I was like cooking dinner while I watched it, and I was like, oh, I must have missed something. So I like rewinded 3 minutes.
Oh boy,
Didn't miss anything.
didn't miss a single thing.
Like I was paying plenty of attention.
Right.
I just had no idea how they got where they were, or
Right.
what they were doing there, or why they wanted to do it.
Okay, actually, I lied. Here's the biggest problem with this movie.
Oh.
When your plot device that the whole movie is centered around, what was it called? Like the seeing stone or the wishing, the stone that they touch and it grants
The
wishes.
Infinity Stone.
Something like that.
The brown one.
The brown one. The one that looks like just a really shitty diamond. When your plot device
The uncut gem.
literally is just a be all end, here's what it does. It grants wishes.
Yeah.
Any wish you want, and it takes something away. That's a very a very, very, very broad plot device.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that your story is seamless, because there are so many plot holes that can come from something as like encompassing and all powerful as a device that literally grants any wish you want.
Do you remember when the bad guy became the device? Because I
Yes.
sure don't.
I do remember
It
that.
just happened.
That was one of the only moments I saw in the movie. Why didn't he turn into a stone?
Okay.
Why is he still human when he becomes the stone? Why?
I want to play a little game.
Okay.
I'm going to list certain parts of the movie, and I
Okay.
want you to just tell me good or bad.
Okay.
Okay. CGI.
Horrible.
Nope.
Some of the worst in
You're
years.
not playing the game right.
Okay. Bad.
Script.
Oh, bad. Minus Chris Pine stuff, because Chris Pine just has like that. He has a good.
I don't know that his script was good. I think he made it work.
He made it work, and I think the chemistry between him and Gal Gadot for the most part was good. But the whole time you're watching them together, all I could think about was he's in another dude's fucking body. Like, we're only seeing Chris Pine because they want us to see Chris Pine.
But also,
it's not actually him.
But also, Gal Gadot was not very good.
I don't know. You didn't see the original Wonder Woman, did you?
No.
You should watch that one. That one is
it seemed like she was like struggling through the simplest lines to like she was trying to make them compelling,
right.
And there was nothing about them that was compelling.
I thought she was a lot. I don't know. She had a lot more to work with, I think, in the first movie. I think like and this isn't to say that she's inexperienced, but some actors just cannot act through a bad script.
I can't wait.
Some of the best actors cannot act through a bad script.
I can't wait until we hear Leo chewing on his bone.
Yeah, that's
all
gonna be,
throughout this thing.
It's gonna be. Wait. Hold on. Go silent for a sec. Well, Leo, now you ruined it. Oh, okay. Like, some of the best actors ever cannot act through a bad script, and I think Gal Gadot was one of those. Like, she's a good act. She's proved herself to be a good actor in other stuff.
Yeah.
But in this movie, it felt like there just wasn't that connection to the character, to the script in general that she had in the first one. And also, like, the movie sets up... I didn't love the opening sequence of her as a kid. It was very... I mean, one, it just looked fake.
It almost felt like the Hunger Games.
A little bit. And that was like...
But, like, not the good Hunger Games.
It was a good, albeit overlong setup. Like, saying, like, you can't take shortcuts to, like, get ahead in the world. You can't succeed by taking shortcuts. And that really isn't
true.
Like, it really isn't.
Actually, you can succeed by taking shortcuts.
You definitely can succeed by one. Absolutely.
I think she should have won.
She should have won. You know what? Good for her. She found a shortcut. You should celebrate that, if anything. But, like, it's not a theme that is explored after that, really. Until the end, I get like
there was no reason to show her going through that.
Right, like the end was kind of spoiled for me, but when I decided that I really didn't want to put myself through the last 45 minutes of the movie, and I wanted to do literally anything else with my time, I looked up the ending and how things kind of play out. Like, I guess she like gives up Steve to like save the world, even though in that moment, when this dude is granting everyone's wishes, you're telling me that billions of people in the world aren't going to wish for, like, world peace, for that guy to die, for everyone to die, for the world. That's what I'm talking about with this plot device. If you have a plot device that can literally grant anything, you have to have a sealed, tight script, storyline, plot. Everything has to be so clear, or else you are going to run into plot holes immediately.
Oh, and there were
exactly
many of them.
And also, people talked about how they love Pedro Pascal. I didn't think he was good. I thought he was just a caricature the whole time. And also, they tried to, like, they had this subplot that they started with his son, which when I saw it, I was like, okay, this could be a little redeeming, like, good arc for his character. And then his son just kind of disappears for the next hour. And then he shows up in one more scene, and it's like, oh, that's right, I have a son. And then he disappears again for another 30 minutes, and then the movie ends.
It was always like him telling his assistant, like, go get my son. And then his son comes in or whatever.
Right.
It felt like he was doing, like, his character was doing what the director was actually using the kid for in the movie.
Right.
Like, it was just there for when he wanted that, like, father-son moment. It was there to try and fail to create some sort of like emotional connection with this character.
Right.
Even at the end, once everything's like finally back to normal and he goes to this like random farm or whatever and starts yelling.
He just goes to like a wooded glen off the side of the highway.
And he's like yelling for his kid, and his son like runs out from the trees.
Yeah. Because and
I
don't know.
And it tried to play it off for like a minute where he's like yelling for his son and nothing's happening, and he's like, we're not stupid.
Like, we're not dumb. This is literally a superhero movie.
I feel stupid because I watched it.
I feel stupid for thinking that this movie was going to be good.
I had honestly.
I feel stupid for being excited about this movie.
It's like I'm saying. Even after the beginning, I had kind of high hopes for just like a lighthearted, like stereotypical superhero movie. Like I wanted something.
Oh yeah.
Without a whole lot of like. I didn't want a shallow plot. I was expecting at least some sort of complete plot, but I didn't need it to be something overly emotional, overly dramatic, like the world is ending type movie. Because we see superhero movies on that scale all the time.
Right.
When it started with Wonder Woman fighting some bad guys in a shopping mall, I thought I was kind of ready to embrace that kind of
like
movie.
Like a corny 80s action
exactly.
movie. Which it wasn't.
And I was right, but if it was, I would have been happier with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Once I felt that was the direction they were going, I was like, okay.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, all right, cool. I'm excited for I love corny 80s action movies. I love them.
Yeah.
I love 80s movies in general. This movie felt nothing like that at all.
Did they ever try to explain like what the bad guy's motivation was in any way? Like he was a businessman of some sort, but we don't know what his business was.
Right.
And then his business just started growing, but then he was in Egypt talking to like some
I think he just wanted controlling interest in like
oil moguls or something.
Yeah, but like why would to take a stone that grants every wish you could ever want and use it to become the world leader in oil production.
Well, he could have just asked for that, but instead he was
I
guess he wished that he could go to Egypt and meet with these business people.
why would you just be like, I wish I had a controlling interest in oil in the world. Then that's it. Then of course you're done. Probably because he decided to become the stone. So therefore he had to actually go around and make people wish that these things had happened.
Oh, and then using the radio as an excuse for him because he has to be touching the person when they make a wish.
Yeah.
And he used that.
Yeah.
The theoretical that his radio would his radio broadcast would touch the world.
Also why does the lasso of truth not do any truth telling in this movie? The lasso of truth is just a lasso in this movie. Nobody gets lassoed up and is like, oh, I'm compelled to tell the truth. No.
It's just the lasso.
And I hear there's a moment where he's where Pedro Pascal's character is granting all the wishes and she tries to use the lasso of truth, but it doesn't work. And then she just tries again and it works. And it's I was watching a video and a guy was it was a Screen Rant video. The guy's pitching the story to an exec.
Yeah.
And he's at first she can't use it, but then she can. It's fuck. That is so. It's just so. The whole movie just feels. I don't even know if it's laziness so much. It's just there's zero logic to this whole movie. There is so many instances.
Yeah,
of
but
just
I think that is indicative of laziness.
Right. It's the whole movie is either there's so many effect without cause, or set up with no follow through.
Do you know when this movie was filmed?
I think,
or when it wrapped up? Here's my question.
Well, I think it wrapped up before COVID started.
That was my question.
I think it did.
Is COVID an excuse?
No. No, COVID is not an excuse because there are plenty of movies that still made it through production, still got things done. Yeah. I don't think COVID is an excuse at all. I really don't think so. Because here's the thing. I'm pretty sure WandaVision had to shoot through COVID, had to edit through COVID. Mandalorian Season 2 had to edit through COVID. And guess what? Mandalorian Season 2 is some of the best Star Wars shit we've gotten since 1983.
And guess what?
What?
The Batman is filming through COVID. We will see what DC can come up with.
I still think about that Batman. I still watch that Batman trailer. It's the best Batman content we've gotten since The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
I don't hate, not to get off on a huge tangent here. We're kind of on the DC track. I don't hate any of the Batfleck stuff. I actually kind of like Ben Affleck as Batman.
I do too.
But it definitely did not live up to the standard that Chris Nolan set with his Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, and I don't know that it necessarily tried to because you can't.
No,
But
no, of course.
yeah, I don't know. I think that DC has fallen short so many times now. It's starting it's starting to actually just become a real issue.
Well, they
for
fell
a long
short.
time. For a long time,
Mm-hmm.
we've known that they were not going to be able to recreate what Marvel did.
Of course, right.
Did he unplug that?
No, he's good. They've fallen short, but like hold on, but at the same time, they had a streak where it was they came out with Wonder Woman, Shazam, and I know you didn't like it, but Aquaman was a lighthearted movie that kind of actually leaned into the charisma of the characters and the actors portraying them. They had a string of 3 movies that felt like they were kind of headed in a different way, trying different things, not trying to just be the Dark Knight over and over and over again. And then Wonder Woman 1984 came out, and I really don't know what's going to happen next.
Is it possible that the Dark Knight is the worst thing that could have happened for the future of DC movies?
In a weird way, maybe. Yeah. That's a horrible way to... Don't talk...
I don't know what they're... I don't know what
sad.
they're going... You're making me I'm so sad. Look how sad I am right now. That's pretty sad.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom.
Was that Christmas time?
Oh, yeah, are you doing the sad face still?
Christmas time is here.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's such a sad song from Charlie Brown Christmas.
Charlie Brown. Yeah.
Charlie Brown, John.
Good old Charlie Brown. What up, dude?
All right.
Okay.
I think we're final. Give me your final thoughts, and then we'll give it a grade.
Final thought is not really doesn't have anything to do with Wonder Woman, and it is more so.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what they are going to follow it up with.
I think the next thing is Suicide Squad, right?
Which
is a James Gunn movie.
Yeah.
And automatically I'm on board with that. Because I listen, I respect Patty Jenkins and what she did with the original Wonder Woman, but whatever happened with this movie, I don't know if it was studio getting in the way. I don't know what it was.
I think that whatever comes next for DC is in a great spot right now because of the flop that was Wonder Woman 84.
People's expectations are so low.
Yes. But also if it's Suicide Squad, people's expectations are already so low.
Yeah.
Because of the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And of course we'll cover Suicide Squad because a whole lot of potential there.
Yeah. Huge.
But so I guess my final thought is just more of a question of what will come next.
What does this mean?
Because I think that will, I don't want to say that it'll go very far in determining the future of DC comic movies because, to be honest, they're already not in a great place.
It's Warner Brothers, but it's Warner Brothers. They have so much. They don't need it to be the most successful thing in the world because it's Warner Brothers.
Right, but they haven't found a way to really.
That's true.
It's not even that they haven't made good movies. They've made okay movies, but they haven't figured out how to do it consistently.
Right, they haven't found like a consistent.
So I'm interested to see what's next.
Yeah. What would you grade this movie?
You know, the first, like, after I watched through it, I wasn't gonna be super harsh.
Yeah.
I was gonna give it like a C-.
Oh, wow.
After I like completed it, I had some time to
really flesh it out, think about
marinate a little bit.
Yeah.
And now that we've talked about it, and I'm realizing that it might have somehow been worse than I thought.
Honestly, the way this podcast went, like our train of thought in this podcast was probably as bad as Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah.
Because we were all over the place.
And it took us 3 tries to even start.
That's true.
I wish they would have tried 3 times. Yeah. I'm giving it a D. Solid D.
Solid D. I'm giving it an incomplete because I didn't finish it. It was headed for a solid D, maybe D+.
It's a missing
track.
assignment right now.
It's just an incomplete.
All right. That's fair.
It's incomplete until I get the paper, and even then it's going to get a 30% reduction in grade because it's turned in late. I may never finish this movie. I have no reason to. The only thing compelling me to finish it is the fact that I've never not finished something. I'm trying to think. Movie 43. Movie 43 is one of those movies where I was I will never watch this whole thing ever. And I am such a hardcore completionist that I've watched some shitty movies and always finished them. Except for that one, maybe one or two, maybe one other. I really have to sit down and think about it. This is off the top of my head one of two movies that I was like, I don't care if I ever watch the rest of this.
I think we try not to talk too much about these movies before we record because we don't want to like just share all of our thoughts and then try to rehash them.
Right.
But I think that sometimes our text messages leading up to these recordings are very indicative of how the pod is going to go.
Happen. Yeah.
Because when I texted you and I said, Gus, I know we try not to watch bad movies.
Right.
And your response was, are we about to roast Wonder Woman? I knew that we were on the same page there, and
you were like, most certainly, yeah.
It was not
it was
good. Bad. Anyway, I've had about enough of this.
Yeah, we'll leave it from there. Do you wanna take him out? Do you wanna wrap it?
Leo does. What up, dude?
I think Leo's saying thank you for listening and watching.
Actually, I think he's sad that we just made him listen to a discussion about Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
he also probably watched some of it with me.
He might be throwing up in his mouth a little bit.
Where is he going? What are you doing? Don't sniff my air freshener,
looking at
dude.
The Febreze thingy over there.
Dude, it's from Bath and Body Works.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. I didn't realize you were bougie. My bad.
Whoa.
Yeah. Got you, bitch.
Well, do you want my apartment to smell bad?
No, not particularly. Plus, you have a dog, so that's probably a good...
You have a dog?
Yeah, I do. And we have the same shit. Because if we didn't, it would smell like dog. You know how I know this? Because when I was in college, I lived with a roommate that had
that smelled like a dog?
A husky who pissed and shit in our apartment all the fucking time. And we didn't have those things.
You know what?
And it smelled like dog piss.
When I was in college,
yeah,
I had a dog. This dog specifically. Really? And guess what?
What?
I didn't have an air freshener, but guess what?
He didn't piss and shit in your apartment?
My house was so shitty that there was always a breeze running through it, and I don't think the smell ever stuck. The windows didn't seal. The doors didn't seal.
Oh, my God.
Always a breeze.
What did you do in the winter? Wear a coat all the time?
There were times when I couldn't see my own breath, but I could see his breath.
Wow.
In the house.
Oh, my gosh.
Also, sometimes we would set the thermostat to like 60.
Yeah.
Because we just didn't try to heat the house anymore. Like you would check the thermostat and it would be like 55 degrees in the house.
Holy shit.
And
damn.
I also had a roommate who would always walk by it and move the thermostat to 80 even though he knew damn well.
Dude, I had roommates like that too.
Knew damn well that the house was not getting any warmer.
Right.
But our bill was getting larger.
Yeah.
And it's a story for another time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'll wrap it up. Thank you for listening and watching and subscribing, leaving 5-star reviews. Send us some comments. Let us know what you think on YouTube. I don't know. Can you comment on podcasts on Spotify? I don't think you can.
I don't think you can. You can. And I don't think you can even leave reviews on Spotify.
I think you can just...
I don't think there's anything.
So.
You can share it, though.
You can share it, though. Share it with your friends, your mom, your dad, grandma.
Your dog, your cousins.
Your brother-in-law,
your
if you
aunt,
have one of those.
Your godfather.
I don't
your
have
godmother.
One of those. I'm the godfather.
Your sister-in-law.
But yeah, seriously, though, thank you for listening. It's 2021.
2021.
It's a new year. We've got a lot of big ideas, a lot of things we want to do.
If you're still listening, thanks for sticking with it.
Thanks for sticking with us. Really hoping to get into theaters this year and actually do some, just actual, formal reviews.
Yeah.
And not just be sitting here talking about streaming stuff all the time.
I mean, it started out real well with the early viewing of Tenet.
Yeah. And then...
And there hasn't really been much outside of that.
No, not really.
Anyway.
Nothing worth paying $12 a ticket to see.
No. Not yet.
But yeah, I mean, in the end, though, The Room is the best movie ever made.
It's not.
Shout out 719.
Agreed.
Best hometown ever. we'll see you guys next time. I fucking hated that movie. What a piece of shit. Fuck.
Leo, you were the star of the show, dude.
Leo, you were in that thing the whole time.
Good work. And when you weren't in it, you were slurping that water.